going on, everybody out there? This is Popular Stranger, and we are back at you again today with another Madden 22 Ultimate Team video. In today's video, we're going to go over the best cards to use your 62 to 81 overall power-up pass on in MUT 22. Now, before we show you the cards that I think are good options, one word of advice here is make sure you write down wherever you use this power-up pass, write it down. Whether if you put it on a piece of paper, put it on a note file on your computer, put it on the notes on your phone, because there's no mechanic in the game, at least right now, that allows us to go back and find where that power-up pass was placed. So later on down the road in the MUT season, if a new card comes out and you want to use this power-up pass on somebody else, you don't have to go play hide and seek with the power-up pass. You'll know exactly where it is, because it can get costly to power up or power down a bunch of cards looking for a power-up pass if you got where you put them. So also, if you guys find this video helpful, I really would appreciate it if you click that thumbs up. Helps the channel grow, helps the video grow, get noticed, supports my content. So again, if you guys enjoyed the video, if you found it helpful, make sure you go ahead and click that thumbs up. Now, before I show you the cards that you can use this power-up pass on, I think it would be a good idea to show you how you can get this power-up pass. So you can actually get at least two of them right now. Number one, if you go to Ultimate Season, this is where you kind of see all of the level up rewards throughout Season 1. And Ultimate Season rewards will show you that at level 8, I went back too far here, I messed up. Let me just back out and go to this again. As you can see, at level 8, it says reach level 8 to earn a 62 to 81 overall power-up pass. So we actually just unlocked that today. But not only that, you can actually get one before you hit level 8. If you go over to your sets in the game, there is a easy set to complete for a free power-up pass. You're going to go to the campaign, bronze player exchange, and as you can see right here, power-up pass. So all you have to do is put in 2 bronze cards, and you're going to start the game with a full team of bronze cards. Even if you rip packs right away, they have a home for these now. So you can put 2 of the bronze cards from your starter team into this set, and it's going to give you a power-up pass, a 62 to 81 overall in return. So there are 2 ways that you can get it. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the players you want to use it on. Couple things to keep in mind here, right? It's very early in the year, and you don't necessarily have to rush to power up any players. Training is only going to be, it's expensive right now. It's only going to get lower as the year goes on. But it can get costly to power up a bunch of players, so don't do it unless you necessarily really feel like this player is going to be on your team for a while, or you're using this power-up pass. The main things I was looking for here is who's really fast, who can play good zone coverage, who can play good man coverage, and then we'll take a look at some offensive linemen, because you normally don't want to spend your coins on offensive linemen, and I think it's a great use for power-up passes. The first one we're taking a look at is Dante Jackson. His power-up is about 5,000 coins on PlayStation. Probably going to be similar on Xbox, and he is one of 2 players that will fit this power-up pass that have 88 speed. So 88 speed, agility's 87, acceleration's 87. You can count on this card to provide you with speed, but you know, his man coverage, zone coverage, press, not very good, so be aware of that. But I did want to show you guys one of 2 cards that have 88 speed. The other one is going to be on offense, which speed is going to help you a little bit more on offense right now than defense, because of these horrible attributes for man and zone coverage. So the next one we're going to take a look at is Mr. Raheem Mostert. I like to call him Raheem Mustard. And if you need yourself a fast running back, well, here he is, 81 overall, and as I mentioned, 88 speed. So there's a problem here though, right? You see this card, 88 speed, that's really fast. There's the rest of his attributes. The cheapest of his core elite card is 36K. You would think his power up would be cheaper, but it's actually not. And I think that's because a lot of people are probably trying to power up this card because they're using that power up pass. So therefore, that's going to raise the price on his base power up. If you're lucky enough to pull this in a pack at these prices, I would be selling right now, or you could go ahead and use that power up pass. But want to throw this option out here. He's really fast. Only problem is his power up's really expensive right now. Robbie Anderson's a pretty good option, especially because look how cheap his core power-up is here, or base power-up. It's basically 1.5K. He has 87 speed as a wide receiver, not bad. Deep route running is in the 80s, so that's pretty good for an 81 overall. Catch is 78. It's kind of close to 80. You might be able to chem him up with the power-up. It's going to get him to a 79, so we're looking at that in the 80s. I think for the fact that this card is pretty fast, right, early on in the game, and the fact that his power-up is so cheap, this would be a good option right now early on to save yourself some coins and still get a pretty good card on the field. Told you guys at the top of the video I was looking at speed, and obviously we looked at two guys with 88 speed, one with 87, and Shaquille Griffin is another guy with 87 speed on the defensive side of the ball. His power-up, base power-up, about 2K, almost 3K there, so that's not bad at all. And here is the card. We take a look at him. 87 speed, 86 acceleration. The only problem here is zone and man coverage not great, both in the 70s. Man coverage very, very low at 72. But if you do play zone coverage, 75 right now, 81 agility. There's obviously a lot of better options out there at cornerback, but you also have to look at the fact that sometimes you're going to have 4 cornerbacks. Most of the time 3, but maybe even 4 cornerbacks. So this card is a good option for depth on your team as well, even if you have him at CB4. That base power-up's pretty cheap. He's pretty fast. Zone coverage not great, but it's also not bad at this point in the year for a 4th or 3rd cornerback. Bryce Callahan, I was looking for, you know, out of all these 62 overall to 81, it's really 80 to 81 right now in this part of the year because those are only guys that have power-ups. But I sorted by zone defense, and Bryce Callahan was up there at the top. The reason that I picked him, he wasn't the best zone defender of the list there, but he was the best that also was the fastest. So there were a few other guys that had low 80s zone coverage, but they were like 82, 83 speed. I think 86 speed here, 78 zone. You figure with the power up, that's getting him to 79. If you can get some type of strategy card that's going to boost 1 to your zone coverage, now we're talking you're in the 80s there with 87 speed after you power him up, 87 excel, 81 agility. I think this card's pretty good. He's a little short, 5'9", that's okay. I think he's going to be one that if he gets some proper upgrades this year, he could be one of the favorites in the game with that zone coverage and that speed combination. We'll see where he projects, but I think this card looks good in the future and still not a bad option to use right now. J.C. Jackson, probably going to be the best option to use this power-up pass on, mainly because you can get his 87 overall card free by playing the Gridiron Forge solos. Once you unlock that card, I believe you get his power-up along with it for free. That's why his base or core power-up is so cheap right now. But basically, you can bypass the 81 overall, which is a little bit pricey, right? 26, 27, 28K is what you're looking at if you want to spend coins on it. Instead, you can use that power-up pass, so you're getting his base power-up for free or cheap, and then you use the power-up pass on his 81, and then you get the 87 for free. Still got to spend the money on training, right? Because training's hard to get, and it's a little expensive now. But out of all the cards we've gone over so far, and we'll go over after this one, J.C. Jackson, because he has a free 87 overall right now, using the power-up pass on his core elite, his 81 overall, is the best choice. So the last 3 cards, not the sexy choices, and that's okay because you guys never want to spend your coins on offensive linemen, and that's why having a power-up pass on one of them is good early in the game. So 3 guys that I took a look at all had 80 plus run block, 80 plus pass block, and 80 plus strength. Ellington Jenkins for the Packers is number 1. Like I said, 81 strength, 80 awareness, pass block 82, run block 80. I was looking for anybody that those are the 3 things I really look at. Maybe 4 is awareness, strength, pass block, run block with any offensive line. Jenkins, left guard, is one of them. Andrew Norwell from the Jags would probably be number 2. His power up is pretty inexpensive as well. His base power up there, and he's another left guard. 80 strength, 80 awareness, pass block 82, run block 80. And then the third one is David Andrews. He's a center, again, very inexpensive power up. That's a key thing here because you need that base power up to use the power up pass, obviously. And if you can get that base power up for really cheap, unlike when we saw Raheem Mostert, very expensive, right? David Andrews the opposite. And if we take a look at his core elite, same things I told you about, 80 strength, 81 awareness, his run block is 82, pass block 80, and I think those were the only 3 offensive linemen that had 80, 80, 80 for strength awareness. I'm sorry, 80, 80, 80, 80 for strength awareness, run block, and pass block. So those are all the options, the best options. I still think J.C. Jackson is number 1, and then the rest really are how you ever want to fit your guys into the roster. But those are the best options for the 61 to 82 overall power-up pass. I think I said that wrong. 62 to 81 overall power-up pass. If I said that in the beginning of the video, don't kill me for it, even though I think you will, but I think I got it right the first time, just messed it up there. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. My name is Popular Stranger. I'm out. Peace.